Hey, what's up guys? Real estate broker Michael here with Cashback Realty. And today, what I want to talk to you about is the Bank of America Homebuyer Grant, the first time Homebuyer Grant. I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, for probably about a couple weeks or so. And been really busy. Being busy is a good thing, right? So many people still aren't aware of this grant. They're not aware that Bank of America has a first-time homebuyer initiative, and they're offering up to $17,500 to first-time homebuyers.
Okay, boy, I'm beating my best, I know. Feeling the part, living my life, dancing, let's make some noise.
So here are some of the facts. It's $17,500 is a total amount, and it's broken up into two parts. The first part is a down payment assistance grant, and the second part is a closing cost grant. Now, what does that mean? They'll give you up to $10,000 towards your down payment, depending on the house that you're buying and the area that you're buying in. So if you reverse engineer that, I think it's around $330,000 that you would be able to buy if you were putting 3% down, which is what the requirement is for the conventional financing on their mortgage, right? So 3% down of $330,000 is roughly $10,000. The second part of the grant is the closing costs. So it's $7,500 towards non-recurring closing costs on your purchase. And according to Bank of America's website, you do have to finance the home with them. You have to obtain the mortgage through Bank of America. You can't go through a different bank and then ask Bank of America for that grant. Now, I also want to say that I am not affiliated with Bank of America. I'm not being compensated by Bank of America. There's no kind of payment or anyone from Bank of America asking me to do this, guys. I'm just giving this information because I feel like it's important for people to know that there's this money out there that if you qualify, you can get to help you purchase a home. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe so the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, can proliferate this video more so more people can see it, more people can share it. It's also important to remember that whenever you're considering getting a mortgage, buying a house, you should always consult with more than one lender. Get different quotes. To be honest with you, I haven't seen a first-time homebuyer program, a grant program that is this good. A lot of realtors will tell you we're not really huge fans of these programs, all right? Let's be honest, because of the fact that they're so restrictive a lot of times, right? A lot of times these programs will have, you know, time requirements for you to stay in the house. So for example, some of them will tell you that, yeah, we'll give you $20,000 or $25,000 towards your down payment. However, you've got to live in the house for 5 or 10 years. And if you decide you're going to sell the house before that time, you've got to pay the money back. Number two, some of them require that you go with a certain bank to be able to get the grant. And then when you go with that bank, they have a higher interest rate, etc. So they're usually more restrictive. And from what I can see so far, there's really no catches to this Bank of America program. This is an initiative where they've allocated $15 billion over the next 4 years. I think it's from now until 2025 to help certain neighborhoods and certain families become homeowners. Now, it is a conventional loan that they're offering, which is a good thing because typically a conventional loan is seen as more stable, is more desirable to a lot of sellers. So you see more qualified when you're able to get a conventional loan. A conventional loan typically requires a higher credit score. And that's probably why a lot of sellers see that as a better option. If they had two choices on the table, someone with an FHA loan and a conventional loan, they will typically go with the person who has a conventional loan. To get both portions, it has to be a conventional loan. Now, in anticipation of something you might be wondering, which is, what if I can't qualify for a conventional loan? What if my credit score is a little lower, but I can still qualify for an FHA loan? Or maybe I have a higher debt to income, or whatever the reasoning is that you may not qualify and have the 640 credit score that's required by Bank of America to get a conventional loan. So it's not all bad news. you may not qualify for the down payment part of the grant. So you may not get the $10,000 or up to the $10,000, but you would still qualify for the $7,500 of the closing costs grant. And let me tell you something, guys, anything that you can present to a seller to make your offer more desirable, the way the market is nowadays, because it's a seller's market now. It's a madhouse out there, right? Homes are getting 15 offers and they're all offers over asking, right? That's the kind of market we're in right now. So anything that you can use to make yourself more desirable, make your offer more desirable to a seller so that they'll accept your offer is a plus. The nice thing about this grant, like I said, it's one of the best I've ever seen, is that there's no repayment, right? There's no clause in there that says if you sell the house in 5 years or in 3 years that you have to repay this grant back. It's exactly that. It's a grant, right? Meaning you don't have to repay it back. Whereas some of these other programs, like I said, with maybe like NACA or some of the municipal programs through different cities, if you don't keep the house or live in the house for 5 or 10 years, you have to pay it back when you sell the house or refinance the house. You also don't have to be a Bank of America customer. You don't have to be a current customer with Bank of America. You also don't have to be a first-time home buyer, right? It's a first-time home buyer grant, but it's not a strict requirement that you have to be a first-time home buyer. You could be a current homeowner. You could have owned a home previously, and you would still qualify for this program. There are income requirements for this program because, listen, it is an economic development program. So it is going to go based on your income, right? And the neighborhood that you're purchasing in. You cannot exceed 80% of the income for that area. And I'm going to put a link below to the census so you can see if you would qualify based on that. Something else a client of mine asked about when I was talking to them about this program is whether or not this has anything to do with that $25,000 grant that Joe Biden is proposing. And the answer is no, it does not. This is a completely separate program that is already in effect with Bank of America. That program that you're hearing about now, you're probably hearing about it on the news, is still not law. Right? It still hasn't passed yet. It's going through the legislature now, and it's proposed by President Biden, and it's still working its way through Congress to see if it's going to become law. I'll keep you informed if and when that does pass, but for right now, this is probably one of the best things out there. Right? $17,500, potentially $17,500 in a new homeowner or a first-time home buyer grant, whatever you want to call it, to help you purchase a home. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. It helps to get the message out to more people so they can get the information and hopefully become homeowners.